What is going on, fantasy football fanatics? Welcome to part 2 of the ultimate guide to dominating your fantasy football drafts. I'm your host, the one true authentic fantasy football analyst, the most genuine man in all the land. I'm Matty Kiwoom, and I'm picking up right where we left off. In the first video earlier this week, you could find at South Harmon Fantasy Football channel, was the perfect draft starting rounds 1 through 5. And here we're picking up right in round 6, carrying it through round 10. So if you watch both videos, you'll put together the most perfect team rounds 1 through 10. I'm talking about a team that's so good, it's going to make your league mates cry to their mamas. The team that's so good, so ready to win the ship, they're going to think you flat out cheated. And if you want them to keep feeling like you cheated, make sure you subscribe to the South Harmon Fantasy Football channel. Make sure you like this video and leave a comment. Which one of these picks is your favorite, and which one are you saying, I got to have that guy? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this round 6 through 10 perfect draft. Let's get it cracking. All right, let's start with round number 6. The best part here, my number one option, is to put on the coveralls, grab the mop, grab the broom, get ready to sweep up and clean up. Round 6, I think the best case scenario, we're looking to clean up some value. We're trying to find those fair value gaps, those things that just don't make sense, those gaps in value, those ADP slips here. We're trying to clean up. That, I think, is the best case scenario. Now, and if your draft is running pure, it's okay. If you're playing with a bunch of sharps, don't you worry. The next best scenario here, I'm looking for Xavier Worthy or DeAndre Swift. So Xavier Worthy came on super strong at the end of last year with Pat Mahomes. And DeAndre Swift, well, is he going to be playing the Jahmyr Gibbs role in this Ben Johnson offense? Sure as shit looks like it. So I think those are two good options. And if you just completely strike out there, don't worry. There's still some decent options left. I'm okay taking Travion Henderson or David Montgomery. So Travion Henderson, rookie sensation, electric back from New England, drafted in the second round. And David Montgomery is just a touchdown machine. So that's where I'm going in round number 6. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into round number 7. Best case scenario, we are targeting TJ Hawkinson, or we're hoping that Travion Henderson falls. So Hawkinson is going to be the number 2 pass catcher with JJ McCarthy in this Vikings offense. And hey, if Justin Jefferson remains hurt, maybe TJ ends up being the number 1 focal point. So we are definitely targeting that tight end here in round 7. And I already talked about why Travion Henderson is a great grab here as you're running back 2 or even running back 3 as we start this draft. After that, I'm okay with Khalil Shakir or Quinshon Judkins. Judkins, now he's dealing with a little bit of off the field stuff, but there's nothing that'll probably come to surface before the beginning of the season. But he's a guy that is going to get the ball early downs, could end up being just an absolute workhorse for the Browns. Khalil Shakir has continued to get better as he's been in the NFL and projects to be Josh Allen's number 1 target getter. And if those guys are off the board, I am fine with taking one of the 2 older tight ends, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, for obvious reasons, or Juwan Jennings or Justin Fields. Now, Justin Fields is a little too rich for quarterback. I'm trying to wait on quarterback, and we'll get to that in later rounds. But if he's there and it just feels like it's wiped out, let's get a Konami code guy here in round 7. And Juwan Jennings, he is poised to be the number 1 pass catcher at the wide receiver position in San Francisco. And we are absolutely targeting that type of production, a guy who was a top 25 wide receiver in 2025. So, folks, that's round 7. Gang, we've made it all the way to round number 8. My number 1 scenario here, again, we're keeping the coveralls on. We got the mop and the bucket. We're on cleanup crew. We are going tight end cleanup here. I think that's the best case scenario here in round number 8, whether TJ Hawkinson slips, Kelce, Andrews, any one of those guys slip, we are targeting, we are aggressively smashing that draft button here in round 8. And if those guys are gone, I'm still okay with David Njoku. David Njoku is typically going in round 7, but if he's there in round 8 or one of those other tight ends there, that's our best case scenario. If everyone's off the board or you took a tight end earlier, it's okay. The next best scenario, we're going after Stephon Diggs, Josh Downs, or Brian Robinson. All 3 of these guys are poised for good seasons here. We got some upside with B-Rob as probably the number 1 running back all year in a high potent offense. And then Josh Downs and Stephon Diggs, good possession receivers, great for PPR leagues. We're okay taking those guys in round 8. And then in round 8, another scenario here that I'm okay with, again, in similar vein of round 7, if you completely strike out, I'm okay going quarterback here. So if Fields is here in round 8, or Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams, or Bo Nix. These are the guys I'm targeting that if I can't push QB back another round. Everything else is gone. We got some sharps in our leagues. It's okay. We're going to take our quarterback here, and I'm okay with that situation. But best case scenario, we're cleaning up tight ends, and here we are, 8 rounds through, perfect team. All right. Lucky number 9. Well, it's lucky for me. It's my favorite number. We're going to start with my best case scenario, Javonte Williams or Travis Etienne. 2 potential running back ones on their teams. Both teams have good offenses, project to be actually atop the league, maybe even both being top 10 potential offenses. And these are just forgotten running backs. Javonte Williams has a clear path to being the running back one for all year, pretty much in Dallas. And Travis Etienne just continues to prove to new coaching staff and his teammates why he is a running back one for the Jaguars. So grabbing one of these guys here as your running back 3 or running back 4 and really building that running back stable, you're going to love that value. After that, I am going with a couple other running backs here. One, Jordan Mason from Minnesota. Again, he's going to be playing the secondary role, maybe that David Montgomery-esque role, the touchdown, maybe hogger. But Aaron Jones is getting older. He might not make it all year. And all of a sudden, Mason can line up to be a workhorse in an offense led by J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, and company. That's a position and a team that we're absolutely targeting. And then a little bit of a low-key move here. I'm not forgetting about Rachaad White. Rachaad White was very good. You look at his WARP from 2024, very, very valuable player. Even with Bucky Irving around, don't forget about Rachaad White. Rachaad White here in round 9, really strengthening that running back stable, is somebody that could prove to be way beyond value here. We're trying to grab some value. All of a sudden, Bucky Irving, who's 5'8", 175 pounds, gets hurt. Rachaad White is back in the driver's seat to be an absolute monster. And then round 9 is very similar to round 7, 8. Well, we're okay cleaning up running. We're okay cleaning up on signal callers, Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, or Drake May. We're okay cleaning up some guys here. So that's what we're looking for in round number 9. All right, here we're in round number 10. We've gone through 1. If you check out the first video, make sure you go back to South Harmon Fantasy Football channel. Get the first video here, rounds 1 through 5. But here we are at round number 10, and it's simple. In round number 10, we're taking a best quarterback. If we were able to absolutely thread the needle, we were able to push quarterback back around. We got our running backs, we got our receivers, we got our starting tight end. Here in round number 10 is where we are absolutely excited to grab our QB. A guy like Drake May, poised for a second-year breakout with some rushing ability. Caleb Williams, another second-year breakout candidate with weapons galore. Ben Johnson as his offensive coach, his head coach. There's a lot of quarterback potential here in round 10, and if we were able to absolutely thread the needle, we were able to just zig and zag and make sure that we are just building the most valuable, most dominant, most crushing team rounds 1 through 9. We're going to run to the podium. If it's a live draft, if it's not, it's okay. We're going to run to our computer, and we're just going to click the living heck out of that draft button on getting our quarterback here. And you know what? There is no other plan. That's it. That's the best case scenario here is we're grabbing a quarterback. Now, if you grabbed a quarterback earlier, then we're essentially playing cleanup. We're looking at Jordan Mason again. We're looking at Rachaad White. We're seeing if there's any ADP value, whether it be receiver, tight end. We're looking for some value here in round 10. If we weren't able to thread the needle, be perfect, pitch that perfect game in rounds 1 through 10. And there you have it, gang. Your perfect 10-round start to crush your fantasy football drafts in 2025. We've got our running backs, we've got our receivers, we got our tight end, and we grabbed our quarterback late. So we are poised, we are ready, we are just going to dominate our fantasy drafts. You can find me on X at Matty Kiwoom. Make sure you drop a like if this video helped and subscribe for more fantasy gold here at the South Harmon Fantasy Football channel. Make sure you click on and go find video 1. Get rounds 1 through 5. Here's 6 through 10. But I'm Matty Kiwoom. Let's make 2025 the year you take down your fantasy football championships. Peace.